Hey guys, James here today and welcome to another house building video here in The Sims 4. Now this is Tarquin Estate. It's going to be a large family home for up to 8 Sims. So in case you don't know, recently over on my website I opened up some forums where you guys can sign up and post discussion threads and comment on certain things. There is a thread over there that is like a build suggestion thread that people want to see me they want to see me build it or give it a go and that kind of stuff. And a few of them mentioned building a family home suitable for up to, 8 Sims, the maximum that you can have in a household. So I was like, well, why not? I'll give it a go. We'll see how it turns out. I think it turned out pretty well in the end. So it is, yeah, it's quite a large family home. I don't know, I wouldn't call it a mansion or anything. It's just a large, spacious home. Has 7 bedrooms. Obviously, one is like the master bedroom. That it's a double bed, so that counts for 2 Sims. Yeah, so I'm trying to play around with the sort of design and shape of the house. I was trying to go for I'm getting stuck on words already. I'm only a minute in. I was trying to go for sort of a large, sort of suburban styled home. Like this large sort of American styled suburban homes that you always see. Like there's massive places that are ridiculously large. That was the kind of look I was going for, and it was going along quite nicely. And then for some reason I chose really weird colors for it, which you'll definitely see pop up soon. At this current point in time, I was not happy with the shape. I was trying to get, I don't know, the look just wasn't working for me. I was playing around with it a lot here, as you can see me doing with the roof as well, trying to get that sort of, I don't know, the look that just made me go like, yeah, that's the look I want. And then I decided to add in these columns. Why not? Give it a little bit of extra detail. Similar thing around the back. I was going to lower that roof there, but I thought it looked kind of cool having that sort of large roof section on the left there. It looked kind of cool, so I went with it. I decided to put it in the stairs because I wanted to figure out the layout of the house before I finished the exterior, because I needed to know if I could fit 7 bedrooms in this house. So I was like, okay, well let's sort of do the interior first, like the layout, to make sure that I can actually fit all the rooms I need. And that's what I did, which is what I'm doing now. So this house ends up having 4 bathrooms as well. Originally, it only has 3, which I don't think was appropriate for 8 Sims. So I added a 4th in, which you'll see me adjusting later on. Now, one thing that you should probably be aware of now, it won't happen until like 15 minutes into this video, but when I started furnishing, I recorded furnishing for about an hour. This is on the ground floor. I was recording furnishing, and then after that hour, I was like, all right, let's just make sure that's all good. Check the video, and the video was just black. There was no game recording at all, which kind of sucked. Which means that the furnishing of the ground floor does not exist. Instead, what I did is I did some fly-through shots for a couple of minutes, so you can see what it looks like in decent detail. So you'll see those when we get to it. So apologies for that. Just messing around with columns here now, sort of extending them up onto the 2nd level, putting them on the corners just because it's a cool thing that you can do in The Sims 4 and it's so easy. So I thought I'd do that. And then I was adding a little trim around the 2nd level, or the 1st level. I don't know. That's always confusing saying 2nd level, when really that's the 3rd level. And the ground floor is ground, then 1st level is the 2nd level. And it's confusing. It's not really that confusing. But anyways, yeah, just adding on lots of little details with the columns and making little balconies and that kind of stuff. I decided to put it on a small foundation, nothing too tall, just a sort of, I don't know, small one. Just to add a little bit of detail around the sort of lower part of the house there. Yeah, just extending that deck. I thought I might as well have a larger deck out the back so I could do like a barbecue on it later on. And that seemed to work pretty well. So this is where I started off doing this dark wood sort of trimming around the house. And so I changed all the columns to these dark wood. And it kind of just got out of control after this point, like the color scheme. It just got too, like, too wooden. Like, it's too old. The styling was just too old. It didn't really make sense for the type of house I was building. And that's not the style I was going for at all. So it can't, you'll see it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I go with this dark shingled roof. No, not shingles. They're just regular sort of, I don't know, tiles. And then go with a white siding. At first I'm like, yeah, that's not too bad. Then I'm like, oh, hang on, let's put some extra dark bricks on the house. Yeah, because that'll lighten the place up. Well done, James. Well done. I fix it though. And I think the color scheme turned out far better in the end than what it is at this point. I don't know why. It kind of just went this way. It just happened like this, and I thought, yeah, let's roll with it. I knew at this point that I wasn't entirely happy with it, so I was just like, well, maybe if I keep messing around with it, maybe if I make the entire house like this, it will look better as one sort of cohesive unit. And it really didn't. I think you'll agree that, I mean, while this doesn't look particularly bad, I just don't think, because I was going for a large sort of suburban house, and I don't think that really suits. I wanted it to be lighter and more contemporary than sort of traditional, because that's much more of a sort of traditional, sort of older kind of styled home, which is not the look I was going for, but that's kind of what I accidentally ended up doing. And then I was like thinking, hey, let's put in the windows. Maybe that will make it look better. And I was trying to make it look better with windows. And then I realized that didn't work either. But anyways, so because there is no ground floor furnishing section of this video, I was able to slow this down a little bit more than normal. This is at 5.5 times speed. Normally I'd probably go about 6 times or 8 times. So it's a little bit, you can see a little bit more in this, which I think is quite good. But yeah, okay. So then I was like, maybe we'll go for black shutters on the windows. And then, yeah, let's change the bricks because that does not look good. And we changed all the bricks. We changed the roof. Oh, it's already looking so much better. Damn, she looks fine now, girl. Oh, no, you didn't. And then I changed all the trimmings to black, I think, which I thought looked quite cool. You'll definitely see it. I mean, of course, if you saw the thumbnail as well, you can see the house there, but it's definitely interesting to see how many different sort of variations I go through. So apparently here I'm trying to do white trimming. Also, it took me forever to figure that out. If you saw me there trying to put that column on the corner, I'm doing it again here. I couldn't figure out how to place a column on the corner of a wall with that sort of trim, that floor trim going around it. And because I didn't know how to remove the floor trim. It took me forever to figure it out. But all you have to do is use a sledgehammer on the floor trim, then you can put a column there, and then you can put the trim back. Which, it's kind of a little bit sort of tedious. Like, I don't think you should have to remove the floor trim to be able to put a column in, when you can have a column there with a floor trim. You can only do it in certain order, which is weird. Yeah, anyway, so I'm going here with the white sort of look. And while white doesn't look too bad, I thought, well, the siding is sort of like a light white. I think black could look better. So that's what I went with. I went with black columns, black trim, and I think I left the fence white, just because I thought that looked quite nice and it matched the walls, the light white siding. So I thought that all went quite well together. And in the end, I think it turned out quite well. Yeah, that was me trying to figure out how to remove the stupid trimming there. I still hadn't figured it out at this point. There we go. That's where I was like, I think I Googled it or something. I was like, how to remove the trim? And you just use the sledgehammer tool. I mean, none of that, like, I would have, because I assumed that holding down control would have worked, or, you know, selecting the roof trim, or the trim and removing it, but none of that was a thing, so. Anyways, going around doing all the windows, I actually end up doing the landscaping before the interior. I think, do I normally do it that way? I don't think I normally landscape before doing the interior, or maybe I do. I don't know. I did the landscaping, like, I start working on the landscaping now. I definitely wanted to have a pool in this house, for sure. It is a large family home. And they need a large family pool to have the pool parties and all that kind of stuff. I was going to use the brick terrain paint there, as you can see. It didn't work how I expected it to, so I was like, nah, forget it. I'll just use the actual floor tiles. So here we go, putting the pool in the back of the house here. I thought I'd do a nice little hedge around it. I do an enclosed garden, so there's a fence all the way around the garden. Not all of it is a hedge. The only hedge part of the fence is in the pool area. And I think it looks quite cool in the end because I do like loads of little bushes and flowers and everything around the pool. I think it looks quite awesome. Only thing that would have probably made it like sort of just pushed over the edge would be if we had the pool fountains from Island Paradise again. Those were cool. I thought I'd add a little bit of detailing to the pool so it wasn't just a boring rectangle, you know, make it look a little bit more fancy than your standard pool. Yeah, so I left that little 1 square wider section of grass by the hedge so we can put a lot of flowers in there. And we'll be doing that in just a moment. I think it turned out quite nicely doing that. I was hoping that I was looking through the fences and there's really no sort of stereotypical pool fence. I mean, that glass fence is probably the closest thing to a pool fence. I really don't like the columns in that glass fence. Why are the columns so large? Like, I wish I was just like you know what? When I talk about when you imagine a pool fence, I either imagine like that sort of just panes of glass being held up by little sort of, I don't know, clips on the floor. I don't know what they're called. Little braces, I guess, are just on the floor. So there's no pillar in them. There's just a like little being held up. So it's just clear panes of glass. I imagine that. Then I also imagine, you know, the standard sort of, I guess, I don't know, just iron sort of, well, maybe not iron. I don't know, iron or steel, whatever it's made out of. Sort of pool fence, just straight little spoke things. I don't know. None of these fences, like, basically in the Sims 4, your choice of fences are wooden or like really, I don't know. There's just not enough fences that make sense. Need more fences. It's basically the moral of that story. Yeah, so just put that little pool decoration at the bottom there. And obviously I just went through doing all the little hedges, not hedges, little flowers and trees in there. Getting some lights in the pool so it lights up at nighttime. It looks quite nice. Got a couple of pool ladders on the diagonal just because we can put them on the diagonal in the Sims 4. So I thought, you know what, let's put some pool ladders there because we can. Getting some outdoor lights around the sort of flowers there to light it up a little bit. Make it look a little bit nicer. I was trying to squeeze that one in. And just finishing off the flowers there on that side of the pool. And then I'm just putting in the sort of entrance to the pool area. Thought I'd do so. I would have liked to do a nice curving sort of terrain paint to the pool, but I wanted the flooring to all be that sort of paver, so that's what I did in the end instead. Getting some nice shrubbery in again, some more little flowers and that. You cannot put any flowers. You saw me just doing it there next to that column in that 1x1 or 1x2 gap there. Like, would not let me put anything there because the column was apparently in the way. Just kind of annoying. That's when move objects would come in very, very handy. Unfortunately, that does not exist at this point in time. Anyways, yeah, so just doing some more landscaping sort of stuff. I left most of the garden quite open, just quite grassy. I did, over this side of the sort of garden was all the sort of foliage and trees and shrubs and that kind of stuff. And the way I did it is I placed trees sort of along that back fence or that sort of side of the garden so that, you know, they wouldn't block your view all the time. As much as I would love to put a ton of trees in a garden, it's always annoying in The Sims when there's a million trees in the garden and you can't see anything. So I decided not to do that. And then I thought I'd spruce up the front of the house by adding in lots of lovely little flowers. You know, the people that live here, their garden is their pride and joy, and that's what they wanna spend their time on and their money on, I think, for some reason. I think, speaking of which, I think this house ends up being around over $200,000. I think that's how much it costs in the end, which is not too shabby. But that makes me think, because again, this was posted over on the forums on my website, which there will be a link to in the description down below. You just go to my website and then there's a link for forums. You can check it out there. But there's a challenge I'm really considering doing, sort of probably on a live stream or something. Not in one live stream, but in multiple live streams. But it's a challenge that they called, or the user called, the Perfect Sim Challenge. And one of the goals is to own a house worth 1 million simoleons. And I just don't even know how you do that. Like, you just have to... What? This is like a fully fledged family home with everything you need for 8 Sims. And this is $200,000. I don't even know how you get a house worth $1 million. I mean, just fill it with really expensive stuff, I guess. I guess you get those $12,000 beds and those really expensive stuff. I guess you could. But it wouldn't be easy. Oh, I mean, making $1 million wouldn't be easy for sure. But anyways, it's a very interesting challenge, and you can check out that post over on my Sim Supply forums if you're interested in that. Yeah, so here we are doing the layout, of course, as I was talking all over that, making sure it's all how I wanted it to be. I just added in that extra bathroom upstairs. So basically, downstairs we got the kitchen dining room, which is one room. Then we have the large sort of main living room. And then we have a smaller sort of TV room. And then we have like a little office area, which you'll definitely see in just a moment as we jump into the fly-through sort of videos of the interior. Because like I said before, unfortunately, I did the recording for the furnishing of the ground floor was lost. Which, trust me, made me just as mad as you may be. I don't know if you're mad right now, but you may be mad. And if you are, then yeah, so was I. Also, that door there was glitched out for some reason. I don't know why, if it was something after the update that glitched it out a little bit, but I don't know. Anyways, going through and just adding some lights in. I used a lot of the sort of hidden lights in this as well, which of course you can't see in live mode, and you won't see them in the fly-throughs either because that's done in live mode. So, but we should just be jumping into the fly-throughs any second after these lights are chucked in. Eventually, when I figure out what I'm doing. Good on you, mate. And here we go. So, yeah, unfortunately, we missed out on the furnishing of the interior. But here we go. Here's the foyer, a couple of chairs. And, of course, this isn't the end of the video, by the way. This is furnishing of the upstairs to go. So that's the entrance foyer. And the kitchen is right next to that with your dining table. Quite a sort of industrial-looking kitchen, which I quite liked. I wish those counters didn't fade away there. Anyway, I was really proud of the kitchen here. It looked quite nice. So there's your stove, your range hood above it, a couple of pans. Yeah, so you can have all the Sims in there having dinner or breakfast or whatever. There's a couple of bar stools in there as well. You could always add in more bar stools if you wanted. No reason not to. But yeah, that's the kitchen, which I think I'm quite happy with. Here is the main living room. So you got the plenty of sofas for everyone. You got a bar there as well to serve up drinks. I put those speakers on the wall because I thought that was a cool idea because, you know, it could be like kind of like surround sound speakers or something like that. That was an interesting thing to do. There's the hallway out through that archway there. You can see that connects up to the kitchen and the foyer and the entrance foyer. A little shot from behind the bar. There's plenty of shots of this room. I did a lot of this one actually, for whatever reason. But yeah, it's quite a large room. Lots of space to add in whatever you like as well, and lots of space for all your Sims to hang out and have a chat. It would really be interesting to see. I haven't played 8 Sims in The Sims 4 yet. And maybe we'll have to give it a go. I don't know. We'll see. Just an overhead shot so you can sort of get a better idea of the layout of this room. And that is the main living room. Here is a smaller TV room. Pretty simple stuff. 3 two-seater sofas, TV in the middle, little bookcase, and a couple of lamps. Nothing too special about this room, you know. It's supposed to be a sort of more secluded little room. So if you want to watch something different, you know, because there's 8 Sims in this house, or there could be, maybe you don't all want to watch the same thing. So that is the smaller living room. Here is the downstairs bathroom. That is obviously the sink area, a little hamper, a toilet, and at the end of it is a bathtub, which we'll see sneak in just there. And we'll get another shot over there. Nice large mirror behind that bathtub right there. And there it is, looking quite fancy. There were actually pot plants at the side of that, but I noticed whenever I sort of moved a new Sim into the house, it removed the pot plants. So that kind of sucked. Here is the sort of office slash, I don't know, skill room. I guess you could put in other skill-related objects, maybe a chess table. A couple of bookcases, and we have 2 computers here, because I don't think 1 would be enough, so I added in 2. There's like sort of 1 better computer and 1 crappier computer, you know, because they can't afford all the best things in the world. Nice large white grand piano there. And that finishes off the sort of fly-throughs of the ground floor. So now we're going to go into furnishing the second floor, or the first floor. God, I'm getting confused by myself. Here now, which is something I actually did record properly, so that's good. I tried to do a different color in every room just because, you know, a bit of fun. These rooms are furnished very sort of, I would say probably generically. Why did I say it like that? Generically. Just because, you know, like, I think if you're going to have a family full of 8 Sims, they're probably each going to have their own personalities, and I say this all the time, generally you're probably going to customize this house anyways if you do download it. So a lot of stuff is sort of just sort of general sort of stuff. Some of the rooms are sort of geared towards certain things. Like I think one of the rooms has an easel in it, one of them has a guitar, you know, so it's just kind of stuff like that. But it's totally up to you what you want to do. I did my best, and that's all I can provide to you. So I'm just doing all the bathrooms. All the bathrooms use the similar sort of amenities. That is the ensuite bathroom there. So yeah, there are 3 bathrooms upstairs, sort of 2 family bathrooms, or 2 sort of, I don't know, hallway bathrooms, and then 1 ensuite. I would have liked to do more ensuites for some of the bedrooms, but the house wasn't that big. So this is obviously the master bedroom. They have their own balcony out the back there, which is quite nice. So put a large bed in there, a large wardrobe as well, and a smaller set of drawers there, which I don't think they're going to be able to use those drawers, but that's why I had that larger sort of wardrobe next to it, so that they could use that. I found that cool grand grandfather clock that I decided to put in the hallway. I thought it looked quite nice, so I was like, yeah, let's put it in. Trying to choose a nice rug to go into there because it's quite a large room, so I was trying to figure out what to put in it. Now this room, they do have a TV in it as well, so, you know, if the other 2 TVs in the living rooms are taken, Mum and Dad can retreat and watch TV in their bedroom, which is always good, always handy. I was trying to figure out what to do with that space there because it's sort of just like a... It's basically a hallway. If you look at that space, there's doors on 3 of the walls there. So what I did instead is I put up a partition wall, put a TV on one side of the wall and a sofa on the other side. Just because. Just because, you know, you can. So there's a little bit of sofa. They can have a little bit of fun on the sofa. Have a little bit of a make-out session. You know, keep the romance alive. Got a couple of benches out here on the balcony just so they can sit out and watch the kids in the pool. Although I don't know if they would be able to because I think there's probably a tree blocking the view there. Just chucking in beds. Pretty much the same bed in every room except one of them has a double bed and this one is a nursery. Oh, that's a kid's bed. So there you go. Not all the same beds. A few of them are the same though. Yeah, so just doing a little nursery here. I realized I put it in 2 dressers there. I removed one of them later. It's a little reading corner. But yeah, quite nice. Yeah. A couple of paintings on the wall, little bunnies. You know, little baby is going to like that. I don't know if there is going to be a baby. I mean, there's so many bedrooms in this house. I thought at least one of them should probably be a nursery, because I mean, if they're not all gonna be children or teenagers. So, I mean, some of them might even be adults. So I don't know. This one is obviously geared towards a little girl's room, but I mean, it could be a little boy's room. Who knows? He could be into that sort of stuff. Nothing wrong with that. But obviously, you know, it's got that sort of stereotypical pink and purple sort of colors. The rest of the rooms, I think they're sort of more just unisex in their sort of stylings, I think. I don't know. Yeah, they're all pretty standard stuff. The rest of them pretty much just have dressers and drawers and... That's the same thing. Dressers and sort of... I think some of them have bookcases, a desk or 2, that kind of stuff. I don't know. Just basic bedroom stuff. So there's enough places in the house with Sims to do things, because that's why I put like an easel in this room, so like someone could go in there and paint. Then another room has a guitar, like I was mentioning before. Another one has a computer. Another one has a TV. Just so if you're gonna have that many Sims, they need things to do. So gotta make sure there's enough objects for them to do things. I was trying to fit in more stuff in that room than I could actually have, which kind of sucked. I really liked the bookcase I put in there, but it would not fit. I quite like that room. It's kind of cozy little corner room, that one, actually. It's a nice one. I get a little painting on the wall, just because the walls are... I realized the walls are a little bit blank. I was like, oh, I didn't put anything on the walls. That'll be a little bit boring. That rug fit that room perfectly. I really liked that rug, actually, when I put that in. I was like, oh, that looks cool. That so suits the style of the room. When I put that rug in, that was like, all right, that's the style of the room. Let's get the sort of matching dresser, mirror, and chair. It looks cool. Nice. And then this room has the computer in it, and possibly a guitar as well. I think that's the room that has a guitar as well. And then the final double bedroom after this has a TV, I think. So they can watch whatever they want. Watch a bit of Netflix or Simflix. I don't know. Whatever their digital streaming service is in The Sims 4. Yeah. So here comes all the bedrooms. So yeah, I think this is the first sort of 7-bedroom home I've ever built. Like, obviously in The Sims 4 and obviously in The Sims 3. I don't think I ever built a house as big in The Sims 3, like in terms of number of bedrooms. Or maybe I did. Maybe you know if I did. I just don't remember making this many bedrooms. Like, I've obviously made really large houses, but I don't think I've ever put in 7 bedrooms. Not that I can recall, but that could be incredibly wrong. So, I don't know. To my knowledge, this is the first 7-bedroom home I've made. So anyways, that is all the sort of bedrooms done. I was going to get some more. There are the invisible lights, by the way, that I was talking about before. I was going to get some more of those upstairs, but I couldn't be bothered to enter the cheat again. So I was like, no, because you can't eyedrop them. It didn't let me. All right, it's getting a nice runner rug going down the hallway. Give it a little bit of something, because it's quite a long hallway with not much in it. So thought I'd put a few items in it, make it look a little bit better. Doing some outdoor furniture now, like a barbecue and a table. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the building slash furnishing portion of the video. So we'll be jumping into screenshots in just a moment's time. So we get a nice close look at everything inside of the house. So here is the front of the house, which I think looks, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Definitely the sort of look I was going for. Unlike the first iteration where it was really dark bricks and dark roof, and that sort of rich wood color, was not liking that variation. But this one, I'm really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, I think it looks quite good. I mean, the house, I don't know. I guess the house looks quite large. Like, well, obviously it is large, but it's on a nice sized lot. I think this house is on a 40 by 30. I mean, the house, I guess, isn't that big. Like, it could obviously be a lot bigger if you added in more sort of rooms. I was going to make it bigger, but then I was like, there's nothing to put in it. I mean, you could add a gym and stuff, but I think we really need to wait till like an expansion pack comes out until there's more sort of stuff to do. There's not much to put in the garden either, really, except for a pool and a barbecue. I mean, what else can you put out there? I don't know. But anyways, enough talking about that. There's the pool area. I really like the pool area there with all the sort of flowers around it. And I like the shape of the pool as well. It's quite cool. Nice shot of the house reflected in the pool as well. Gotta love the look of water. It looks really, really good. Also, I said water weirdly then. I said water. That's not how I say water. Anyways, back into the inside. Here is the entrance foyer, of course, as we saw in the fly-through a little bit earlier. And you can see how that connects to the kitchen via that hallway. Of course, here's our kitchen, dining table, and the little bar stools over there. I thought I had 3 bar stools. Oh, I guess there's only 2. I think there's supposed to be 3. I think one might have got removed by accident. Oh well, just noticed that then. My bad. Of course, you can download this on the gallery if you weren't already aware of that. If you search for hashtag TheSimSupplier or hashtag Tarquin, spelled just like the name of this, you will find it. Or of course, you can look up my origin ID, which is just TheSimSupplier. All those details on how to download it is in the description down below. But yeah. So here is the bathroom again. I was about to say the small living room, but we just went past that. Here is the office area with the piano. I reckon that would be the most annoying room because you'd probably be trying to do like your homework or write an essay on a computer, and then someone else would be on the piano, and then you have the TV room with the other little area there. Oh god, this would be a loud house, especially with all those floorboards. Yeah, sucked to be this family. Here's that's the upstairs hallway. That's just how big the hallway was. This is the master bedroom here with a little divider wall. There's the other side of it with the TV, so mum and dad can watch some TV shows. Some Sims flicks, that's hard to say. That's the ensuite bathroom just there. Here is the largest of the other bedrooms with a double bed and a computer. I think it also has a TV. Yes, it does. That's a pretty sweet bedroom. Not a lot of windows in it, though. I guess that was sort of one of the drawbacks of having so many bedrooms. Like, some of them just don't have windows. Like, that one's got one small square window. Feel sorry for that guy, but yeah, well. This one's quite cool. I really like that rug fits so perfectly in this room. I think it goes really great with the furniture as well in here. And again, tiny little window. This is probably a better room to have. Just the corner room with the 2 large windows, not the 2 crappy small ones. And then I think we're going to jump into the bathroom. Yeah, here's the other bathroom on the upper level. Well, there's 3 bathrooms, so here's the 3rd bathroom, I guess, on the upper level. They all have toilets, baths, and showers, I believe, except for the downstairs bathroom that only has a bathtub. Here's the children's room, or the child's room, and here is the nursery. And then we're going to go into the floor plan screenshots now, so you can see how it's all laid out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day. I hate when I do the outro too early.